Society of the Snow is a movie about the 1972 plane crash with the Uruguayan rugby team on board. It's a story that's been told a few times, including the 1993 movie Alive. The latest movie about the disaster, Society of the Snow, is considered to be the most accurate, and it was recently nominated for a couple of Academy Awards, including Best International Feature Film. Here in 120 seconds, I'll give you the full timeline of events. And just a warning, if you aren't familiar with this story, it is pretty gruesome. Here we go. Uruguayan Air Force Flight 571 was carrying 45 total passengers and crew members from Uruguay to Chile. The passengers consisted of the Old Christians Club amateur rugby team and family and friends. On October 12, 1972, the flight was forced to stop overnight in Mendoza, Argentina. The next day, it would travel up over the Andes. The co-pilot began to descend, believing they had cleared the mountain range. The plane crashed into the mountain, breaking off both wings and the rear. A total of 12 people would die in the initial plane crash. 5 more would die during the first night, with 1 more succumbing to her injuries a week later. The group would see multiple search planes fly overhead, but the crews weren't able to see the white plane resting in the white snow. Around day 10 or 11, the survivors were able to locate a small radio from the plane, only to hear the deflating news that the search had been called off as they were presumed dead. On day 12, they went in search of the tail end of the plane. During this trek, they located multiple bodies frozen in the snow. One aspect of Society of the Snow that is considered to have taken artistic liberties is how they arrived at the decision to eat the bodies of the deceased. On day 17, an avalanche crashes down the mountain, killing 8 more people. On December 11th, Numa Turcati, the narrator of Society of the Snow, passed away and was the last person to die before the rescue on December 22nd. On day 60, 3 survivors head out to find civilization in Chile. When they reached the mountaintop, they sent one of them back to the remaining survivors because they realized their rations won't be enough for the 3 of them. After a 10-day trek, the 2 remaining survivors on their way to Chile reached a man on horseback. The rest of the group heard of the successful trip to civilization on day 71. Later that day, half of the survivors were picked up by helicopter, with the rest being picked up on the following day. And finally, if you have only seen the 1993 movie Alive, you probably aren't familiar with Numa, the narrator of Society of the Snow. This is because Alive didn't have the permission from the families of the deceased to use their names and likenesses.